Shabbat Shalom. Yesterday was Yom Haatzmaut, Israel's Independence Day. So much has changed in the 74 years since Israel was reborn. What once united the Jewish people now can create divisions when we talk about Israel. In a world in which anti-Semitism is no longer acceptable, anti-Zionism has often replaced it as a way to condemn the Jewish people. So many accusations against the state of Israel. Seen by many previously as the David that was fighting against the Goliath of the Arab people, the Arab countries, now is sometimes seen as the Goliath who is fighting against the Palestinian people without an understanding about what's taking place on the ground. There are many who will say and accuse Israel as being a consolation prize for the horrors of the atrocities. That this is the only way in which the Jewish people were able to reclaim the land. What they don't know is that 100 years before the Holocaust, there were Jews who had returned to Israel to join those who had remained in the land and transform the country from the barrenness into a flourishing environment and fields. You see, there's not so much knowledge about what's taken place in Israel. To understand it truly, you have to know about history. And for me to talk about the imperfections of Israel, to talk about the rights of Israel in this short message would be irresponsible. But we can still have a sense of pride about Israel. And to acknowledge the accomplishments while being able to address the issues and where we believe Israel can even be better. You see, we need to be able to do both. I have to tell you, as an American who's proud of America, you have to also be able to talk about the shortcomings of our country. The same is true about Israel. People often forget to acknowledge that Israel is the only democracy in the Middle East that's striving to reflect the values and needs of its constituents in a hostile world. They forget about the ways in which Israel may have a different narrative than other countries. See, I'm proud to be an American and still acknowledge that America can be better. I'm proud of Israel and can still acknowledge the ways in which Israel can be better. So what do I want for us on this Shabbat following Yom Haatzmaut? To be able to walk that difficult line between gratitude and criticism. You see, relationship that's based only on criticism is not going to be good. You have to be able to acknowledge that which is good about the relationship as well. And why is it that Israel is judged disproportionately in terms of the sins of the world? Why is it that Israel seems to be judged differently? We need to be able, whether it comes to Israel or America, to express gratitude for what we have and to be able to acknowledge the ways in which we, the world, these countries can improve. On this Shabbat, I'm wishing you a Shabbat of peace and recognition of gratitude and how we can be better as well. Shabbat Shalom.